I thought this was bow and arrow, but I think it's actually some kind of gun. I don't know what the this is exactly, but gonna make a video. But somebody's probably knows outdoor range. It looks like they're shooting 22s or something. I don't know what they're shooting. It is possible they got an arrow with just a really fine point on it, not like an arrowhead looking point. I don't know. I'll try to figure this one out. Okay, I had kind of maybe an epiphany, an awakening to this morning on how to smell better. Okay, not my body smelling, but my sense of smell. If you look up this word, it's really kind of difficult to look up the sense of smell. But I have this biohacking channel where I collect playlists. I got a complete database. One of these days, I don't know, biohacking by Andy Graham, but Andy Lee Graham. It's on the bottom of my channel. You can go find it if you go to the main channel of this global citizen channel, where I've been to 100 countries and traveled nonstop for 25 years. But I'm laughing because I have a problem, okay? And I've been having this for about, 6 months, a year at least. And I finally discovered what it was this morning. But it also enlightened me on some other things. I'm always doing research on my health because as you get over 60, especially, you ought to start paying attention when you're 15, but they don't really get serious, I guess, until you're about 55 or 60. Well, the minute you get 20 pounds overweight, you ought to get serious, but that doesn't work that way, does it? Okay, but how to hear better, smell better, breathing better. Okay, that's kind of what I'm talking about today. I'm Andy Lee Graham. Okay, hearing. Okay, I'm going to first tell you what I have. I have a problem called supragastric belch. Okay, I burp too much, and it's not coming up from the stomach. It's actually coming up. I think it's a release of air from my lungs into my mouth, and it's called supragastric belch. It's not a gastric belch. It's a thing. I call it burping, but burping. So I finally figured this out. I've been talking to my one friend's a doctor. I've been talking to every doctor I get near. I've talked to 2 or 3 different doctors. Nobody does. I think the only people that can actually... Okay, that was a cargo train. I had to stop because of the noise level. I'm not telling people where I'm at anymore because I'm only going to tell my exact locations and things on to my Patreon supporters. And I'm not always sure about that one either. But I'm in a city where they have a train next to this. It's next to the campground, and it's a two-track train. Probably all of them. So there's a lot of trains, okay? It's amazing. But I'm always laughing. If I was selling real estate, I would definitely not sell a house close to, I never sold houses close to super highways or trains, even if they beg me to do it, because it's just, they're not a quality of life problem. Okay, but I have this thing called supragastric burping or belching. Okay, so supra, S-U-P-R-A, and I discovered this morning. I finally been searching. I've been trying to find this out for almost 6 months, but I finally found one word that led me to the right words and the right page, and then I kept following, and I continually do this, and I'll put the term supragastric belching into Google alerts, and I'll start reading up on this, and maybe I'll find it, but. When I was trying to find the solution to it, I learned how to smell. Okay, I was laughing. Smelling is an important thing. And I created on my biohacking channel this morning, I created a specific channel on smelling. And it's amazing how much I can smell. I mean, I was laughing because I'm using one of these, I don't know, I'm in a tent, right? And so I got like a gallon jug and I urinate in it, okay? And because it's a lot easier to do that than to make a trip across the wet grass and during the middle of the night or something like that. And I drink a lot of water and coffee, and I do it. But when I'm drinking coffee all day, you want to urinate. Okay, so I realized I couldn't smell this stuff. I set up, I was trying to collect, I have this little trap thing. I put 3 or 4 things in the, 3 of them, I guess, 3 little water-filled containers, a little water in the bottom of a bowl like, and then I put a little soap on it. And a lot of times the insects will get on that, and they'll sink. And you can capture insects by putting just a little bit of not laundry soap, but well, I use laundry soap, but I should be using dish soap, the liquid kind. And what it does is it attracts the thing. But I had just a little bit of urine there to see if that was going to attract them. I'm going to add some sugar too. I'm always did it. I was doing this in Colombia. Colombia is spelled with an O, C-O-L-O. Don't do what I did for a long time. Spell it like Colombia. Okay, but I was trying to catch cockroaches, and I put some sugar in there. I caught just one. You gotta lubricate the sides of the glass or something so that they climb down in there and then they can't climb out. Okay, but nonetheless, I'm always trying to kill insects in a non-chemical way, well, at least non-chemical, dangerous to me. Okay, but hearing, smelling, breathing better, that's what I'm going to talk about today. And I'm going to try to put it, yesterday I also talked about the idea of using extremely hot water to clean things, and I don't think you really need soaps. You don't need chemicals. You don't need these forever chemicals. You don't need these plastics. You don't need all this stuff. I would need some testing organization to test the if I actually cleaned my clothing or cleaned my pants or cleaned anything. But I did discover that you can clean with salt and baking soda and vinegar. Vinegar was one of my friends, Mark, is using vinegar in his clothing. But I highly recommend you just use extremely hot water. But that leads me to other things on hearing. Okay, so I'll get to the smelling eventually. Okay, but the hearing, what I realized, I don't know. I guess I have this plastic thing I hang up in my showers. I can't do it here in the thing, but I hang it up in my shower that reminds me about 30 things I ought to do in the shower. Oh, that's an Amtrak one, so that one should be faster. Yeah, it is. Okay, didn't have to shut off for Amtrak. I wonder if they just keep adding cards onto the number of people that sign up. I don't know. Good question. But Amtrak was going the other way. Okay, I think it's going towards the West Coast. Okay, whatever. But I'm laughing. You can clean your hands with salt, and they use salt as a preservative, and you can put it on meats and stuff and fish and all that stuff. And as far as I know, you could probably wash your hands with salt if you really was paranoid. Okay, the problem on washing your hands is I don't really think you should be washing your hands all the time unless you're sharing it with like a bunch of children or cooking or fish, doing things like that. If you're the only one in the house, you just don't need to wash your hands because you're not really sharing the diseases with other people. If you're a school teacher, I think you're going to have a lot of problems, okay? Because these runny noses, kids, dirty faces, yeah, they are sharing things, and you don't want to share things. So one of the problems I always have in hotel rooms is I won't let them clean my room because what they do is they come in and they basically transport all the germs from the other rooms in the hotel. Clean your own room. Don't let them transfer. I don't give a crap what 5-star, 10-star, 8, what hotel you're in. They are not. See, they would have to really be correct. They need to have all the cleaning supplies in your room, the water, everything, and not share the cleaning supplies. Okay. Everybody's sharing in hotels. You're sharing these things. We have a common toilet here, and I don't mind sharing diseases because I'm inoculated. The more I share it, but I know most of you are too paranoid to actually believe in that you're getting inoculated by sharing viruses and diseases and stuff. I have been inoculated on the water in 114 countries, but the guys that are paranoid and should be paranoid about the chemicals, because just think about it this way. It goes on your skin. It goes in your mouth. It comes out the colon, the prostate, the pancreas, the liver. These are processing areas which are processing the chemicals that enter your body. Okay, so you don't want these chemicals, but anything that you put on your body should be able to eat. So if you're going to try to clean, I'm thinking you might be able to use, you can find grain alcohol. You can't use normal alcohol because it's poisonous, but you could use grain alcohol, which is just going to get you drunk. Maybe. I wanted to do an experiment. If I had some grain alcohol, I'm an alcoholic, I shouldn't do this experiment, right? But I would like to, like put my legs in a big tub of grain alcohol and see if I got drunk. Will I get drunk by having it in my skin? I might get poisoned too. But salt, vinegar, baking soda, these are things that you can clean your hands with without dying, okay? Because you're going to die. People are going to start dying. But the transfer of germs is a problem. You got dogs all over the place. But I was laughing. Really, really strong smells I can smell, okay? But one of the interesting things, when I put on this skin cream I've created, which is made out of cod liver oil or maybe coconut oil, avocado oil, when I put it on, it's hard to get off my skin. Okay, so, but getting olive, I don't use soap. Okay, so when I go into a shower and if I coat my whole body with cod liver oil, which has a lot of omega, let's see, what is it, omega 6s? Or 3, omega 3s. Very healthy for the body, as is olive oil, avocado oil. You can buy all sorts of oils now. You can probably, I was thinking about maybe taking some, I got a new crock pot, really small one. I could put some, let's see, what do you call it? Bacon inside there. Bacon is extremely healthy for you, and your brain's just full of fat. So if I took some bacon and I put it in the crock pot, I would come up with a lot of kind of pig fat juice, and I could have it cleaned, and I could do a whole coating on my body with that. But the problem with these things is it's very difficult to get off your skin. So how do I get it off my skin? I turn on the water extremely hot, and I do this hormesis thing. Hormesis is what doesn't kill you, kills you, makes you stronger theory. And there's like, 100 some hermetic stresses, okay? And it's like hot water, cold water, hot water, cold water. This is very good for the brain, okay? So I was doing it in the shower at my sister's house. It's really cold water. I mean, you could really turn your brain on it. I'm always thinking about getting old, and what the funny part is that you'd think I really could talk for hours about how I helped my mother to think. Okay, but baking soda is one way to stop the transfer. But when I was in the shower, I realized a connection. If I turn up the hot water really high and I use my scrub net, I have this special scrub net from Africa, and it exfoliates. You got to be real careful when you exfoliate. You don't want to do it too hard. Like I'll do my whole body every single day. I'll bend over, do my feet. That way I get blood to my brain while I'm doing the world's most dangerous exercise, shaking my head, bending over. But what people ought to be doing, especially at a certain age, is sitting down in the shower, put a plastic chair in the shower and do all this stuff if you're older. But the point is this, is that I put all these I get minerals and vitamins through like olive oil. I put it all over my body and coat it, but I got to get it off. So I use an exfoliation device. It's kind of like a loofah. It's one of these scrub nets. You can use just one of these, I don't know, what do you call those things? Those little aluminum things that you do. You get a plastic one. There's a plastic scrub net you use for scrubber that you use for in a washing dishes. And you can use that and just rub it all over your body, and it brings the blood to the cells, blood to the skin, top of your skin. And when you're reversing hot water, cold water, hot water, you're basically making the blood come to your skin. Another good way to do it just to be pump a lot of iron, and that'll get blood to your skin too. But you gotta stimulate the skin. Okay, so a bunch of old people need to stimulate their brain by getting in the water. Okay, so there's so many things I want to talk about today because I learned to smell today. Okay, But one of the things I learned about the oil is if you stick your head, okay, I think a lot of people could hear a lot better if they would clean their ears. Well, you can't. I don't even know how you would even get a doctor to clean your ears. Actually, in India and Thailand and all these places, they will clean your ears for you. I actually had a person in the Philippines actually go through all my pores and take out all the blackheads. What a windfall. Okay, what you do in the United States, you can't afford to be healthy inside the United States. And it's, highly polluted and, whatever. But all these other countries are polluted too. But the point is that you can actually pay. I actually pay somebody to cut my toenails in Africa. I love to have clean toenails. Once a week they clean, do it. And the African people are a lot cleaner. West African people are a lot cleaner than Americans. Okay. Transfer of germs. But what I learned by putting this hot water on my skin is that I could get the hot water to come off my, I could get the olive oil or whatever I was putting, avocado oil. Do not put vegetable oil. This stuff, sunflower oil, that's horrible stuff for you. That'll kill you. That's why people are dying. You got to cook with coconut oil or olive oil. I don't like olive oil for cooking, but I use olive oil. I will use coconut oil. But olive oil and, any kind of vegetable oil or, the sun's coming up. Vegetable oil or sunflower oil, they're really bad for you. Okay. So I learned that I could get that off the skin. But what I do is I stick my head. You guys got to be real careful. If you're old farts, I can do this, but you put your head under the faucet and let it spray in your ear for like a count of 10. 1, 2, 3. And I've been doing this for months now. And if I use a Q-tip, there's nothing in my ear. But what does it do? There's like a paraffin-like stuff. It's like a whatever in your ear. And what happens when that hot water goes in there, you got to be careful too on your ears. But if you want to hear, you got to clean deep into the ear. So if every day you clean your ears by putting your head, like if you got one of them, old people should have one of them things that they should have it mounted, but if they really are in danger, they should sit down on a plastic chair, really safe one, a real strong one. Be careful when you put plastic chairs on tile, they'll slip. You need double up, put 2 chairs, 3 chairs, then you'll be safe. Okay, but you could blow it, spray it right in your ear, really hot, and what it does is it'll eventually declog your ears. Okay, maybe that'll make you hear. Okay, but on the smelling thing, I ate a boiled egg this morning. I cooked I bought 2 must about 60 eggs, I guess, the other day at Walmart for $7 and something, and I boiled half of them in the crock pot. Took about 4 hours to do it. But I got boiled eggs as a snack, and these things don't, for some reason, an egg does not rot. I have no idea how long you can have an egg before it'll rot, but eggs are very, very healthy, and preservative, and you don't need, you don't need refrigeration, strangely. Okay, but I boiled some eggs. I ate a boiled egg this morning, and it tasted great. And I was wondering about satiety or satiety is the feeling of being full. And I think that egg was so good that I actually felt more full eating it. Maybe sometimes we're not really having satiety, or what the word is, meaning we're full, feeling the sense of feeling full. You will feel sense of feeling full very well with like meat and nuts and a lot of protein and eggs, but you'll get hungry. So the worst possible thing you can do in the morning is eat Cheerios. Let's make it worse. Fruit Loops with sugar on it. That'll get an insulin rush. You'll be hungry all day. A piece of bread, insulin, and a piece of toast. Fruit Loops with milk on it, and a glass of orange juice. And you will guarantee you get fat because you are going to be hungry 24 hours a day. If you eat only protein like eggs and bacon, hey, you won't even be hungry after a few days. But I had a boiled egg, tasted really good. So let's get to the story. Why did I smell? Okay, what happens is one of the cure for this super gastric is to learn to breathe correctly. So they want you to breathe with the diaphragm. So I collected a whole bunch of videos on this, and what happened was, it's hilarious. Diaphragm means like belly breathing, and then you got chest breathing. Okay, and I think properly you probably should be using both. Okay, but I broke my nose 2 or 3 times. I got hit by a baseball right there. I got hit playing soccer in university. I was just taking a class at Indiana University in soccer. Some guy, I jumped up really high, and the guy jumped up and headed me right in the nose as I was coming through after heading the ball. So I broke my nose a couple times, and one of the things is you can find out which nose is clogged by holding one and breathe. So you hold your nose with like 2 fingers and breathe through. And I got all these ways of learning if my nose is clogged. But your sinuses, your nose, most people don't. The reason why they have a headache is because of barometric change, and they got pressure in their head, and it's sinuses, okay? And your sinuses, but it doesn't work to have sinus medicine or anything unless you do an elimination diet or a separation diet. I don't know what you want to call these diets. It's a diet where you figure out what your main food is. Main allergy foods are. Okay, but the diaphragm thing, and they wanted me to do it, so I started doing it while I was watching these videos. So I was breathing through my nose, and the bottom line is we should breathe through our nose. You also have this optric, what do you call that? Nitric oxide or something, what gives you horny. Okay, when you breathe through your nose, you have nitric, and it helps you to have stamina for sex. Okay, but that's just a side effect. But I was sitting there breathing, and I breathed there for about 10 minutes, and guess what? Suddenly, I could smell everything in my room. And I go, whoa. And the room, the tent has a lot of smells. Like right now, I got the smell of wet dew on grass, and they cut the grass, and we got a lake over here. We got turtles, we got woodchucks, we got everything. So you got a lot of smells here. Suddenly, my whole world was like, wow, what I wasn't smelling. But a person that wants to eat like a $500 meal, they ought to do all these things before they eat that meal, because they might actually enjoy it. So many people that are older, because activity cleans out the body. So running 5 miles, you're going to clean out your body. As we get older, we can barely move. Your body just gets clogged up. That's why you got edema, that limp in your ankles, is because you're not moving it around, because you're not moving. So technically, I think like people that are in assisted living places, they ought to have them in vibration things. They ought to have them hot water, cold water. They should be doing a lot of, they should put them upside down on like an inversion table to get the blood to go to their brain. And we got to get our brain. We got to get blood to our brain. Oxygen, nutrients, blood. You got to get stuff to your brain. That's the most important part of the body. And your brain's using up something like 20-some% of the energy of the body. But I could breathe because I started cleaning my nose. So then I went further, and I sat there, and I found out that I could clean my nose, declog my nose and sinuses. So there's this guy, he was showing all the different ways. There's 2 different people that are really good on this, but you also have to clean out the lymph glands. And anybody that knows me knows that I'm doing a lymph massage every day, as in the shower. Then when I get out of the shower, I use it with a towel. And a lymph massage, Perry Nicholson is the guy. A lymph massage is going like that, going like that, going like that, going like that. When the doctor comes up and feels your neck, he's checking your lymph glands to see if they're swollen. Okay, the lymph glands don't have any pump. Okay, they only get moved by exercise and movement. So if you're not moving very much, you need a lymph massage. You need a lymph massage. Anybody over that barely walks, get one of them pedometer things, put it on your phone. If you're not getting like 14,000 steps a day, you need a lymph massage. Okay, if you're only getting like 2,000, you definitely need a lymph. So let's say anybody under 5,000 for sure needs a lymph massage. So that means every old fart out there needs a lymph massage. You can do it to yourself. And I do the BJ Fogg thing where I couple it up with another habit. And that one habit is easy to couple with is drying off my clothes. Okay, by the way, one of the ways that I clean my body is I use 2 or 3 towels. Okay, it's real easy in the United States to do this because I got a wash machine. But I basically use the towels and I clean off my face. I use 2 or 3 towels and I wipe off all the foreign objects in a way. And I use hot water, cold water, hot water, cold water. The hot water opens up your skin, so you definitely don't want to take and put hot water on your skin. The worst possible thing you can do is put really hot water on your skin, open up all your pores, and then pump a bunch of chemicals on it. That's just opening them up to sucking the thing. Worst possible thing, worse, would be to put cream on there. Insanity. But corporations are never to be trusted. Okay. So, but I want you to learn how to open up your sinuses and your nose. So you got to learn how to do a massage. The most basic lymph massage is just go like this. Then do the side of your neck and then do your armpit. You want to do it about 10 times in each. And you can do it when you're drying off. But if you do that, it starts to clean out the reservoir of debris and autophagy and these extra dead cells that are in your system. Okay, then you got that clean, so then the blood can pump because you got lower blood pressure. Oh, lower blood pressure as you get older is not really a benefit. Okay, it's kind of hilarious. Okay, so we got low blood pressure, no blood to the brain. Not really, doesn't really make any sense to me. You want me to take cholesterol medicine and all these things to lower my blood pressure so I don't have any intelligence in my brain? Obviously, I'm over 65 and I'm not the dumbest kid on the block. I'm a very sharp tack. Okay, but smelling. So to actually open up the senses though, you have to sit there. The easy way to do it, okay, there's 2 ways to do it. You just start breathing. And I'm not sure, but what you want to do is you want to make the chest and the stomach breathe at the same time. And you can try to get it so that your chest opens up, or you can try to get it that the stomach opens up. If you hold your chest and you breathe in, you can see your stomach will rise. You get really good at it. You can sit there and make your chest rise. You can make your stomach rise. You don't want to go up like that though. You want to basically go out and in. You want to make your chest. But there's all sorts of videos on breathing. But I think the way to do it, the best way to breathe is probably to breathe through your nose. I had a broken nose, so I'm a mouth breather. So are dogs. Dogs are mouth breather. Okay. There's a lot of things in our environment that are making us have you have runny eyes and a clogged nose and mucus in your body because of the foods we're eating and the things that we're experiencing. So obviously pollen can do this. Dust, powder, mold is really dangerous. Okay, right now I'm in a heavy duty environment where there's a lot of different smells and things in the air. But the number one culprit to having a runny nose is the wrong foods. And the only way to isolate the food is to only eat, if you really want to get a clean nose, eat like only eggs for a day. Okay. Definitely don't eat any kind of grains. You're going to be allergic to cheeses, grains, and sugar. Don't eat any sugar, grains, or whatever. But if you eat like bacon and eggs all day long, and that's all you eat, you'll find after a couple of days your nose is pretty. You wake up in the morning, your eyes are running. They're really clear. You haven't got to think. So if you wake up in the morning, as a rule, on an elimination diet, which doesn't make any sense. It's an isolation diet. You isolate what foods are causing you these you're not allergic to them. You guys are just having kind of a reaction to them. So when you wake up in the morning, you got runny eyes or your nose is running, ask yourself, what did you eat that yesterday? And if you've eating over 30, 40 things, you're a fat person, okay? You shouldn't really eat more than about, I don't know, 5 different things in a day, okay? There's just no need to have more than 5 different types of foods in a day. And you should always eat your vegetables first, then your proteins. Eat your vegetables first, then your protein. And then skip these carbs for the most part. And, you know, maybe pineapple once in a while, and a lot of cruciferous vegetables. Okay, but that's another story. But isolate which foods are causing you to have runny nose. Otherwise, some of you guys are just permanently clogged up, especially these people that are over 50 that cannot exercise. If you're not getting more than about 4,000 steps a day, your body's going to pieces. You have to, you know, but I can't run because I broke my femur, I broke my tibia, and I have not been able to run since I was age 23. Not really. I mean, not in any way comfortable. And I got a nerve problem on my left leg. I need a new titanium femur and a knee. I mean, I'm really debating now whether or not you can actually put a femur. They might be able to just cut off the broken part and extend it to the knee and make kind of a combination knee, whatever. But maybe I'll go do that. I'm very afraid of using insurance. I've never had insurance in my whole life, really, and I have it now, but they're not to be trusted. Okay, but the smell. So if nothing else, you can just do this. You can start breathing, and this is what I was doing accidentally today. Is I breathe through my nose, because the nose is a filter. I taught this one time when I was in Benin. It was on a real dusty area, and I tried to explain that what you got to do when you're in extreme dust is only breathe through your nose, because that's a filtering system. Okay, so your sinuses, everything's a sinus. I mean, it's full of crap because you're breathing. Okay, but if you're a mouth breather and you're up all night, what happens is you're not filtering the air. We need to have filtered air with the body. And anybody that's living in New York City, California, you're screwed. Okay, your pollution's way too high. Human density, anything more than about 10,000 people city is probably got pollution. Okay, we're a country full of, what do we call it? It's not the Rust Belt. We're industrialized nation. Industrialized nations, which is the top 25 countries, which are the most expensive countries, are the ones that mass employ people, and they may have the best quality of life and the worst health. Okay, because working for a corporation, working for a factory is not healthy. Okay, breathing that air, oh my God, all day. Okay, so how to get clean air? Tough one. If you want to know how to get some clean air, go live in a tent. Hey, I was sitting there laughing at the air conditioner on the motorhome, and they take, see what a box does is, a house is a box, and it keeps all the air in it, doesn't recycle it. Does that make any sense? You're living in a box. Do you know how the air enters your house? Seems kind of simple. When my mother was dying, she had a COPD, this pulmonary, I don't know, breathing problem, right? And they were trying to get her to be isolated, and it was ridiculous. The hospital didn't have a circulation system for the air. We were basically sharing all the air in the whole hospital with everybody. And each room, in a way, should have a pipe that comes in, and the air should go out through the wall. So there should be a filter that comes into the room, and it should be pumping out through the wall, and it should be isolating the air in every single room in the hotel. MRSA, this breathing thing, is rampant in hospitals because they don't design hospitals for safety. They really do seem to want us to die. Okay, but so if you simply want to breathe good and you want to smell, and this is what I did. It's debatable whether you breathe in out of your nose. But the point is definitely breathe in through your nose. I think you can probably exhale through your mouth, but you definitely don't want to breathe in through your mouth and breathe out through your mouth. But I've always been kind of a mouth breather because my nose is clogged all the time. Now it's pretty open and I'm becoming thing, but consciously you need to take and you should practice trying to hold your chest in, take in air and let your stomach go out. I'll show you my funny t-shirt. I just put I have this Harvard t-shirt. It's a really heavy sweatshirt, Harvard. I got it at Harvard when I talked it to the Bloggers Club. And I want to let you know I don't approve of anything at Harvard, okay? I have learned that this is the epicenter of evil, okay, inside the United States. Okay, but I put a no-go on Harvard. But the sweatshirt's so heavy. It's really a great sweatshirt for this kind of weather. Okay, I have like 6 sweatshirts, but I carry only my Trine sweatshirt, but I didn't go to Trine. Trine is a university, very close to here, engineers, and I'm like an engineering. I keep offering to do engineering projects with them, but they don't seem to care about that. I always sit there and go, man, I could give you an engineering job, and we could do windmills, deep water wells. We could do all these engineering projects in Africa, and you could help save the world. But they don't care. Maybe they care, but hard to find a person to care. 1 in 10 people actually cares. The other 9 don't. Okay, so I breathed in, breathed out. And suddenly I could, just in a blink, it went from not being able to smell to smelling my whole room. And I go, I need to clean this thing. Hard to clean a room without using disinfectants, okay? And making it, because there's sticky stuff in rooms too. So how do I do this? I would probably be using vinegar or salt and stuff, but it's hard to rinse and stuff. Okay. But smells in my tents were rampant. I'm suddenly in nature. I smell. So all you got to do to smell really good is to breathe in for about, I don't know, say 5-10 minutes, and suddenly your senses will kick in. And then everything will taste really good. But you also have to clean your tongue. Okay, so like when I was in Colombia, I got my teeth done. I get to do my teeth. I have my teeth cleaned like once every 3 months, right? Because I don't live in the United States and I can afford to do it. People in the United States can't afford to have medical. But I take a toothbrush, and I scrub my tongue. He cleaned my tongue when he was cleaning my teeth. And then I use this cream, it's hair cream that you use on girls. I'm trying to change that. Just use H2, which is peroxide. Just take some peroxide and spit it out and clean up your mouth. And there's a thing called pulling where you can clean your tongue and stuff. But you need to scrub your tongue. You need to scrub your cheeks or whatever. And then you're going to taste things. After I scrubbed my tongue, scrubbed the thing, cleaned out my nose, I could taste this egg. This boiled egg actually tasted good. And I didn't want to swallow it because it tasted good. Okay, but to clean out your nose, you might want to try to do 1 nostril at a time. As a rule of thumb, if you want to know which nose side is clogged up, breathe in. Like I was so clogged up on the one side, I couldn't breathe. I'm about ready to gag. But this side is just almost doesn't work. I made it work today by breathing in. But it's still, I don't know. Okay, so I was laughing. I had this dog this dog adopted me in Guatemala on Lake Atalan in San Pedro, and it'd come sit next to me, and it would literally climb underneath my elbow. What it did is I could smell. I had to go home and take a shower because I smelled so much. But the different smells that are from a dog and the hair and the thing. I was thinking the other day, in Rural King, I can take a dog in there, and I wonder if they'll let me walk around barefoot there. I'd really like to walk around barefoot because it's really good for earthing. I did a complete earthing walk, and what an earthing is where you neutralize the electricity in your body by walking with your barefoot, like in the grass. Like right now, it's wet grass, and nothing better for making you feel good is to walk in wet grass, barefoot in the park, right? You got to learn how to the technical term is diaphragmatic thing. So you want to, in my opinion, I think the way to breathe in is you want to breathe in through the nose, exhale through the mouth, but you want to get the lungs, you want to get your chest and your stomach to inflate at the same time. If your stomach's not inflating, if your chest is not inflating, you're kind of out of you're not breathing correctly. But you can practice by just making your breathe through your belly breathing, or you can do chest breathing and go back and forth, and you can clean it up. I also think that what to get to really taste good and everything, you got to exhale like 3 or 4 times. I do this when I'm on the toilet. I will blow out all the possible air to try to get that carbon dioxide. You're breathing because of carbon dioxide, but you want to clean out the lungs. Okay, I have a device that I use that I can also exercise my lungs, but ideally I would get on a treadmill and walk for like 10 minutes at a high speed. Just doesn't work with that without the time. Okay, so the hearing, you can clean out your ears. Hot water. Easy seeing. Okay, what I do for seeing is I sleep on my stomach and I get the blood to flow down to my eyes. I massage around my eyes and I rub them like this. You got to be real careful. You give yourself a black eye if you're old. And you massage your eyes and then you lay on your stomach. I was going to get a mattress and put in the tent. I realized that today also there's a mosquito on my. Get over there. Okay. I was going to put a mattress in there. I realized that this cot that I'm on is a little hard. It's like a hammock. Hammocks are very uncomfortable. Hammocks you can't roll over in. But on this cot, I took off all the padding except for this one little one. And what I realized is that maybe the reason why people have so many back pains and problems is because they never roll over in bed. I do it all the time because that's how I got rid of my sciatica like 14 years ago. Is I learned that I needed to sleep on my belly and reverse the posture that was given me. So see, sciatica is an imbalance of the body. So I was bending my body like this, I bent it like that, and I got rid of the sciatica. And a lot of people can get rid of all their back pain if they would sleep on their belly. But when I got a hard bed, guess what I have to do? I have to keep rolling over all the time. That cot makes me roll over. I think sleeping on the ground is a lot more healthy than sleeping in a soft bed. These beds are too soft, and people are sleeping either on their side all the time, their belly all the time, and their back. Most people are back sleepers, and it's really bad for you because that pillow is cutting off the thing. You're basically bending your head so that the blood doesn't flow up. You don't have a blood pressure. You take blood pressure medicine, statins, and then nobody's got enough blood in their brain. Come on, guys. You need your head below. Nothing else, guys. Just take the end of your bed and jack it up about 6 inches, and so that at least the blood is going to your brain. That's the least you can do. Get some vibrators in it. Okay, so seeing is also easy. Everything works better with blood, oxygen, nutrients going to the body. Anybody that's drinking Coca-Colas, beer, you're shit out of luck. Okay, I mean, any kind of Pepsis, all these sugary drinks are just so bad for you. You're just an addict on sugar. Of course, anybody that's smoking, unsubscribe if you're smoking, okay, because you're not with the game plan, right? I don't know what to say sometimes. Okay, life is good. I'm Andy Lee Graham. Become a Patreon, and that allows you to, like tonight is Sunday, and I'm going to go live on Sunday, every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I might raise that to 9 o'clock because I realize it doesn't get dark till 9 o'clock here. I think I'll do it at 9 o'clock from now on because we don't want you to have to come in from outside to do it. But during one half of the year, it'd be kind of late for you. But you really should be waking up with the sun and sleeping when the sun goes down. Okay, this is how the body reacts the best. You should wake with the sun. Like I wake with the sun like 1 hour before the sun rises, and I pretty much fall asleep when the sun goes down. Been doing it for, 30, 40 years, right? Keeps the body healthy. You need the circadian rhythms, this diurnal cycles, or whatever you call these. Okay, I hope that makes sense, but if nothing else, just start breathing through your nose for about 10 minutes and see if you can smell. And then I don't think anybody ever listens to me, but the the lymph gland massage, plus the isolation diet, where you isolate what food is. See, when you wake up in the morning and your nose is running, you got to ask yourself what you ate yesterday. Eventually, maybe if you're too dumb to recognize the patterns, write them down every day. If you just kept a journal of every food you ate daily for a month, you would find that there are foods that are causing you to feel really bad. Okay, especially milk products, okay, and wheat, grains, any kind of grain, and milk products just cause havoc with the body. Okay, I'm Andy Lee Graham. I'm here and you're not. Why not? Become a Patreon so we can become friends. Life is good. I'm not telling anybody where I'm at anymore because the trolls, we got this one guy, Red and Blue Pill, right now. He's kind of humorous because he keeps writing me. After I knew he was a wanker, the first thing I hit the spam button, then I put him into, it goes into spam, and then I put him into my hate mail box, and I only read one email. These guys get one email before I block them. Well, I actually didn't block him. I hit the spam button. And I'm saving the exceptionally trolls. Maybe I can figure out a way to turn them over to the police. Maybe someday the police will protect people from the evil on the planet. Proton mail is by far, I had it blocked for a long time. Proton mail, I had it filtered so I wouldn't read it. I loosened it up because one of my friends, Wade Shepard, uses a proton mail, and I think, he's not very good at communicating, so I thought maybe I'd open it up. But truthfully, I ought to just filter all the proton mails. Gorilla mail, proton mail, I don't read these things. If I see that, you got a very slim chance I'm going to reply to you. The train's coming. What was it? The Grateful Dead, Casey Jones. Casey Jones. Life is good.